All right, Martin, thanks for joining us. First off, the news came this morning that Ross Hamilton's going to revert back to his role as assistant coach at the football club. Do you want to just tell us your initial thoughts?
Yeah, my initial thoughts is totally positive, really. That what a job he's done, through this difficult period. It hasn't come to us as a surprise to me because I've been talking to Ross, regularly ever since the first day in Boston when we had the sad news, really just in passing, and speaking with Ross then and saying I feel that the best way forward would be for you to do it, but I don't want to put you in a position where you're not comfortable. And he's done it, and I think he's done a really, really good job. But the level of the man to accept that his skill set is more suited to be an assistant manager than a manager it is brilliant, absolutely brilliant. And he had to come to that decision himself. I second guessed him, as I've known him since he was 20 years old, and I could feel that he wasn't the job wasn't being what he wanted it to be, and felt that he was. It's totally different. I've done number 2 myself. I've done number 1 myself, and when you're a number 2, you don't think being a number 1 is a lot different. But let me tell you, it is. It massively is, and he knows where his skill set is, and he's done the honourable thing by saying he will continue until we find the right person. And it's down to me and the board now to fit another piece in the jigsaw, like we did when we took Justin in. People say you can't do it without changing your number 2 or your number 3 or your number 4 coaches. I totally disbelieve that, and we're set up with a brilliant coaching team, and I'm not prepared to pull that apart. What I'm prepared to do is put a piece into the jigsaw that's going to make it better and make it stronger.
So the outline you would have given Ross when he took over would have been about taking the club through a very, very difficult transition period. One that it's not really been experienced before, following the death of our head coach Justin. And looking at what he's achieved in that regard has been superb, really.
Yeah, I can remember saying to him, it's going to be turbulent waters. I remember saying to him, I'm going to be, shoulder to shoulder with you through them turbulent waters, but you're going to be the man at the helm steering the ship through. I didn't know what the turbulent waters actually looked like, because obviously we'd never been through a situation that we was put into with Justin's passing. But it's been tough. It has been tough for all concerned. But Ross has been at the forefront of that, and has been a brilliant captain and leader to be able to steer that ship to where we are today. All right, we're 4th and bottom in League 2, but he has steered us through them turbulent times, and now it's about adding something to the mix, as I say. But the first thing I want to go out there from this football club, from everybody, from Nigel and Kent and from me, is the actual admiration that we have of Ross, Danny and Joby, as leaders of this club, but Ross especially.
And I suppose the natural next question is, what happens next?
Yeah, it's weird, isn't it? My phone, the announcement went out an hour and 55 minutes ago, and my phone has been very lively, which is always the case. The process is quite simple, really. We're now inviting people to apply for the job. The way it's happened that Ross has decided that he doesn't want the main job allows us to get the trawler net out for everybody that puts their CV in. We will then reduce that to a number of around 6, I would say, that I will go and see at first base. So we'll go and have a coffee with and have a meeting that's not an interview, and then I will put whatever candidates I believe out of that 6 or so that should be put in front of the board and myself, and we will come out at the end of that with the manager. We've done that process twice since I've been here. One time it ended up with Steve Davis, and one time it ended up with Justin Edinburgh. Some people will say one time it didn't work and one time it did work, and that's probably true in terms of results. But I believe it's the proper process. I believe it's how you get the right candidate. Once you get, you ain't going to do all your due diligence at every single candidate. The long list will become a shorter list. The shorter list will become a shorter list, and then we would have the interviewees. So, I'm looking at a period of, I ain't going to put a time scale on it, but it's going to take, I don't want to rush it. I'm very confident that Ross and Danny and Joby can lead the team through whatever amount of games it may be. Maybe one, maybe two, maybe 3 games. But I'm confident they can lead us through that, and I'm confident that we can take our time because we've got such a good team in place at the moment. And as I say, it's all about adding that last piece of the jigsaw for them to be able to express themselves as coaches, but also to make us a stronger unit, and that's what it's all about. And I think that's the big thing with what people have got that support this football club have got to see, that we're all supporters. I mean, myself, I've been associated with 15 years. Ross has been here a long time, so it runs through our veins, and we want the right process and the right structure to take us forward. And as I say, Ross has decided that he feels that his place in that structure should be number 2, not number 1. And as I say, again, I go up down the line, I've got nothing but admiration for him to come to that conclusion. And I'll do my damnedest for this football club to have no stone unturned until we find the right man to go into that mix.